Hello, happy Thursday, everyone. Hopefully, everybody's doing great. Here, John Acosta with Soul Entertainment Global Digital Marketing. I just want to introduce today our favorite guest of the month, Gwen Montoya. She's going to be joining us in a second, bringing this fantastic topic that I hope every business owner is paying attention, mainly if you're using TikTok. What if TikTok is banned? Have you thought about what's going to happen to your business if you're using TikTok as your main source of getting contacts and leads? Well, without further ado, let me bring Wen. Welcome, Wen.
Hi, welcome. No, you say welcome. I say I'm happy to be here. Set up right off the start.
Don't worry. Good thing we did not rehearse anything.
Good thing we're good at this.
Well, we're better at doing marketing than doing live interviews. So, people, what can we tell you? We do marketing.
That's what we're good at, yes.
Okay. So Wen is a social media guru. She's the one who knows how to handle your social media accounts. Me on my end, I do web development and SEO. But if you want somebody who knows social media, left, up, down, south, north, and everything, it's Wen. So when we both heard the same topic yesterday about TikTok possibly being banned.
Yeah.
And that is bad news for businesses that are using TikTok as their main source of social media platform to bring customers in. What are your thoughts on it right now?
So my thoughts first, for anybody who's not sure, let me give a little bit of background. So ByteDance, which is the company that owns TikTok, is owned or based in China. And so some of the concerns are that China could get US American data. The challenge is that all of the US TikTok things are walled off, the user data are walled off and run by Oracle. So it's not like it's a straight stream. That's not the way that it works. So there has been talk for a couple of years about the US maybe banning TikTok. It's come up a couple of times and then gone back down. Last time it came up, there was a couple of US buyers who maybe were interested, like big companies like Oracle, and I've heard Walmart mentioned as a potential buyer of TikTok. So that's kind of weird and different. So if that happens, TikTok wouldn't be available on US phones, which would be a challenge if you are using TikTok to get leads for your business, which a lot of people do, because TikTok historically, especially since the pandemic, since about 2020, when it really took off, has been really popular for reach and engagement and getting in front of new audiences. We see a lot of people go viral. So if you're not using TikTok right now and the only videos that you see are dancing and cute animals, those are the ones that sort of break free of TikTok. But there's a lot of really great communication, a lot of really great education happening on TikTok. And also a lot of companies are finding success on TikTok by going viral with their videos. So that's been a really interesting thing that TikTok has been doing. So if it gets banned, then, and you're using TikTok as the way that you are reaching new audiences, then suddenly that avenue is cut off. So that's the question, right? Like, what do you do if one of your best lead sources goes away? Well, obviously, hopefully you already have a website and you are investing in SEO, which is search engine optimization. That's incredibly, incredibly important. Having your own email list is also incredibly important, because even if TikTok stays, you're still fighting an algorithm. And we fight that with Instagram and on Facebook and on LinkedIn, and wherever you are, there's always an algorithm. But if it's your email list and you're sending an email to people on your terms when you want to, you have more control.
Yes, and that brings you to my side of things.
Yes.
When Wen talks about having a good website, is that your website is properly optimized with the right, what we call CTAs, call to action. Because here's the thing, once people go from social media to your website, you have to figure out a way to make it interesting for them to leave their contact information. So that is the main point of your website. You know, it's not only about displaying what you do and pictures and videos. The real job of your website is getting contact information. That is the one job that has to do. So if you have a beautiful website and you don't have traffic, well, that could be a problem, because you may have all the CTAs in the right place, but without traffic, nothing happens. And to drive that traffic, we need social media. We need Wentz expertise. We need TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's how we drive organically. Of course, paid is a lot easier because you just pay them so they can pop your advertisement to the right client if you know how to pick your customer avatar. But the best majority is social media to website, website to the next point that is also on my side of things is CRM. Because that's another great thing. You have a fantastic lead source, but now you don't know how to arrange them, you don't know how to contact them, you cannot have that organized. A lot of CRMs are free. So there's no reason why a small business cannot say, well, I cannot afford it. It's free. All you have to do is put in your contact information, link to your website. Most CRMs, you can connect it to the web to your website for a small fee. So it's nothing that is gonna break your finances. Now, back to one situation. Now that we have the listing and everything, how can we pursue those people on social media or different avenues to keep bringing more clients in, more referrals?
So using social media is one of the best ways to get in front of new people. It's especially great for reach, which TikTok has been amazing at. When we talk about building community, like that's a really kind of marketing buzzwordy term, to build community on social media. And what that means is you talk to your people, right? So if you are just posting on social media and you're not spending any time doing engagement, it's the equivalent of being like the sign spinning guy on the side of the road. Like, people will look, but are they really going to stick around? No, because it's so much noise and so much information. So if you are engaging and really thinking about the audience that you want to connect with and creating content that is ideal for them, and then optimizing it, because SEO also bleeds over into social media now, because search engines, they're all the same. It's a search engine. People are searching for things. Users under 25 are going to Instagram and TikTok more than they're going to Google to find new things. But don't think that just because your users are above 25, they're not doing that. They absolutely are. People are using social media for discovery. They're going there to get referrals from friends. It's the same thing. It's always been the same thing. You know, it's just that we connect with our friends on social media now. So think about how many times you've gone to social media or you've seen somebody post on social media, hey, I need this thing. Where do I find it? So having optimized pages on social media, making sure that you're active on them, doing all the right things, that's how you get people to go from your social media, which the social media's job is to get people from social media to your website. And then, like John said, once they're on your website, then you get them to give you their email or their contact info so that you can follow up with them and work with them one-to-one.
Yep. That is the main strategy. That's if you're working with a digital marketing agency, whichever one it is, that should be the mindset that they have in mind. Why? Because there's a few business owners that I know that use, for example, TikTok as their sole way of getting customers, and they don't have any of their contact lists together. So guess what happened? We don't know if TikTok is going to be banned or not. We are not here to say it's going to for sure be banned. What we're saying is, what if it happens? What are you going to do? Are you going to start from scratch on another platform and lose all the type of business? And that's what we want you to start thinking about. Because again, if TikTok does get banned, how are you going to keep reaching new audiences? And how are you going to keep the audience that you already reach entertained and happy and following you on all the other platforms, if not with a website and a CRM? That's why a lot of people underestimate the power of a website, because they say, well, I don't need a website because I've had people that said, because my business is not big enough. I had people said, oh, I don't need a website because what's the point? I already gave you my business card. Again, like Wen said a second ago, if you're not thinking about SEO, about search engine optimization, you're losing. Your business is losing. That's why there are specific places where you want to do your marketing, where you want to show up. And back to, again, take away from what Wen said, you want to make sure you display your businesses in as many places as you can. So number one, like I said, start with a website. Start with all your social media. And when I say all, don't think, okay, that social media has not been used in years. No, there's a few, depending upon your niche, upon what you do, you want to be on that one. But again, you got to study who's your clientele. The next one is directories. There's a boatload of business directories that are going to help you rank. There's some business directories that are actually made for specific niches of business. So figure out which one is the best one. But there's also directories like Highlight Reviews. Highlight Reviews, that directory, which is part of C Global, part of one of my companies, it is an SEO friendly, optimized directory. What do we mean by optimize? Once you go ahead and sign up for the premium plans, not the free one. The free one will get you just your information connected with Google and everything. But the paid ones, they are actually 100% SEO optimized. So you give us the information. If there's any needs of changes, we will contact you. We will make sure that your information is properly set up so you have the best success possible. And put it this way, when I say that social media and digital marketing is not really expensive, think about it this way. Opening a Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok account, the price of it is 100% free. Unless you hire a professional like Wen and I, and then we actually do the optimization, we do the graphic design, we do all those things, we do the keyword research, we provide with a lot more in-depth data that you will do. But just to get it started off the ground, you can do yourself for free. And then, like I said, websites, although I'm not a big fan of Wix, hey, if that's all you understand and that's all you can do, I'd rather have you have a Wix website than no website. Okay? And that takes me to the other one. Google does have websites. That's the one that I'm really against. Google has Google sites. And really, you may think that will help you in your ranking. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It's one of the least SEO friendly sites there is. You can go to YouTube, you can go to many places. A lot of companies have research, and Google sites, although we all think that it should be the strongest website builder, is not. So you may want to use Wix as an alternative. And beyond that, like I said, directories or directory cost for our highest package with all the bells and whistles, including one press release per year, it's $4.11 per day. If you love your business, $4.11 you spend in a cup of coffee, sometimes even more. So there's no reason why not to do it. And again, when you need social media advice, what is the best thing that you can do when you need social media advice?
Well, talk to me, obviously.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I think if you're gonna do it on your own and you really need to do your own research, don't read anything or don't pay attention to anything that was written, say, more than 6 to 8 months ago. And especially if you're doing like the University of YouTube, where you go down the rabbit hole and you're opening link after link after link and watching hours of video. There's stuff that's going to pop up from 2016, and there's literally social media platforms that no longer exist that they'll tell you how to optimize those. Which brings me to another point, is that these social media platforms, like we're talking specifically about TikTok, but social media platforms can kick off your account, ban your account, block your account, close your account, and there's no customer service. They don't care. So I know people who have built accounts up to 10,000 or more, and overnight their account was gone. And because they didn't have a website, because they didn't think they needed one, because they were so active on social media and look at all of their followers, they lost all of that. And when you have an email list, when you have a website and you're pushing people from social media to your email list, what happens is that you can then reach out to those people on your terms. Because even if you're putting a lot of money into ads, you can't necessarily reach the people who were looking at your social media account and were really interested. because you don't have that. We don't have that option. So that's the benefit of having an email list, and also sending an email to your list like once a month. Don't just create an email list and then never do anything with it, because that's also not effective. You want to send an email to your list at least once a month. I love a program called MailerLite. It's free for up to 1,000 uses, which is great. And even on the free program, so let's say you are 1,000% bootstrapping it and you have no funds, you can actually sign up for a free list or a free account on MailerLite, and they actually have a website that you can create there. You can create a basic landing page for your business. It's not going to do anything for SEO, so don't look at it from that perspective. But if you just need a place to send people, if you just need something to get started, you can do that. And there's templates, so you can build it in less than a day. It's just a one page, very simple, but at least that gets you something that you can share. Because one of the things that people look at when they are evaluating whether or not they want to do business with somebody is they're going to want to go look at your website. And if you just have social media listed, you're not going to be taken as seriously. You're just not.
Mm-hmm. That is true. And one of the things that I would like to enlighten people, and this, you will be the best source for it. What is it that when you acquire a new account, what are the services that you definitely like? For example, whenever I acquire a new account, because I'm trying to figure out how to word this question, but I'm going to relate it to SEO. I have a discovery session or a discovery meeting with a client that I ask them a boatload of questions to figure out what is their business about. And then based on that, I give them solutions. So in this question, what is it that after you've done your discovery session with your client, what are the possible solutions that as a professional you offer? Because a lot of people don't understand what's important of working with somebody who knows how to do social media strategy. Because let's be honest, anybody can create a post. You go to Canva, which is a free, they have a free and a paid version, but they have a free version. You can create a graphic design, post it. The odds of you having traffic on that or engagement, who knows? Depends upon how much people really, really, really love you. But when you're going with a professional like Gwen, she can definitely drive results. And that's what we're looking on marketing. We're looking at results.
Yeah.
And please tell me, what are some of the suggestions that you usually make so people can understand what is the importance of hiring a professional on marketing strategy?
Yeah. So the first thing I do, like I do a similar thing. I have a really long intake form that somebody completes, and then we go over it. One of the big thing that I talk about is their goals. So I ask them what their 3-month goals are, their 6-month goals, their 1-year goals, and their 5-year goals. Because sometimes the goals that they haven't really thought about them. Or they just, I don't know, it seems scary to set a goal and then to stick to it. Seems really scary. So a lot of people kind of try to skip that part. But if their goal is to increase their business through social media, if their goal is to, get more sales through social media, then we look at what causes somebody to make a purchase, right? And doing drive-by postings and only sales postings and not being very engaging, not being very interesting, clearly having kind of a spammy feel is not going to be engaging. So we talk about what are the things that their audience has questions about. Because when you think about the questions that your audience has and you're answering them before your audience even realizes that they have those questions, they start to trust you because you're providing this information. So for example, if somebody sells desks, then we talk about how great desks are and we share pictures of desks, but we also talk about the dimensions, right? Because that's something that if somebody's going to buy a desk, they have questions in their head about how big is it? Is it going to fit in my room? What color is it? Like all of those different things. And when you answer those questions ahead of time and you ask questions and you get feedback and engagement, social media platforms really like that. So what social media platforms are looking for are engagement, saves, shares, and messaging like behind the scenes. So just posting buy my thing over and over again is not going to work. So we're looking at what can we post, what can we do that causes people to leave a comment, that causes somebody to save it, that causes somebody to share it with a friend. When you do that and you do that over time and you look at your monthly analytics, you can see this post did really, really well. This one was really flat. So next month, let's try shifting it to this focus to see if we can get this to happen. And that's what you do over time. And that's how you get movement and traction in social media.
Yep. And that is the one thing that you want to do, create traction. That's the one thing. Followers and everybody will start adding as traction goes, because most of the algorithms are set up this way. And please correct me if I'm in any way wrong. The more reactions, comments that you get, the more that I was going to say naturally, but organically, you're going to get promoted, because social media will see that you're somebody who's driving some attention.
Yeah, the platforms would like you to never leave the platforms. That's what they would like. So we think about what causes somebody to stay on a platform, what causes somebody to leave a comment. Traditionally, the way that we think algorithms work, because they don't tell us everything, because marketers would ruin it if we knew how it actually worked. We would definitely game the system even harder than we already do.
Yes.
So let's say you make a post, right? And it immediately gets a ton of comments for whatever reason. The platform is going to say, this is interesting, and we're going to show it to more people. But if you make a post and it goes super flat, then it's not as likely to be seen. And this is where we see things, this is how things go viral, is that that engagement happens really soon, and it causes a lot of interaction and a lot of traction. And then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and expands out. So I think it's really important to pay attention to when your audience is online. Like, your analytics are gold. I think people overlook their analytics because the likes are just a vanity metric. They don't really matter at this point. So it makes us feel good to see a lot of likes, but it's not really going to move the needle for us. Same with followers. You can buy followers. Those are cheap. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. But you can buy followers for, like, I don't know, 10,000 for $5. Problem solved. Now you have a 20,000 account, but nobody's going to engage.
And not only that, because of the algorithm, just the way that Gwen explained, because the way it works, if, let's say, the system sees that you have 10,000 followers and only one person is watching you or doing any kind of interaction, you just should shut yourself on the foot, because now it's like, oh my God, whatever they're doing really does not matter, because you just bought a bunch of names that could be probably people that don't even exist just to show a number. And like Gwen said, a number that really, really has no weight.
Yeah. So look at your analytics. It's there. It's free. Like on my own personal TikTok, my views have been really, really down. So if I look at just my views, I'm like, oh man, something is really off, because like I don't normally get these low views, but that's so weird. But when I go and I look at my analytics, my actual account growth and how long people are watching my videos and all of that, that's way up. And I wouldn't see that if I just looked at my views or I just looked at my likes. So the analytics piece is so important for small businesses. That's where you know what you're doing.
Yes, and that's when you reach win. Because here's the other truth. A lot of business owners are intimidated by metrics.
Yeah.
I work with SEO metrics all the time, and some of my customers, that's why I sit down with them every time I send them the monthly report. But it's because they're afraid of the numbers. They don't understand what they mean. They just see charts, numbers, and figures, but to them it's nothing. But to Gwen and I, that really tells us if we're doing a good job or not. So,
well, and you can see, like, I'm sure you've seen this with, like, when you run an SEO report for one of your clients, sometimes there is a blog post that is doing really well and it makes no sense, right? But you're like, we need to create more content around this because obviously your audience is interested in this. We can do the same thing with social media. And if you're just looking at likes and not looking at anything else, the content that is actually engaging your audience, you're going to miss that opportunity if you're not looking at your analytics.
And another way of looking at this is that sometimes, just like Gwen said, you may have a post or a blog or something that is creating numbers that you're like, what? Really? That is creating numbers? After all the hard work on the other things, and this is creating numbers? Sometimes that will get you to understand your audience a lot better and refine your avatar. So take those situations and study them. And again, to stress, that's when you need professionals to understand what's going on and move to the next level.
And then you can share that content in the email list, because obviously you're sending emails to your list, and there's nothing wrong with repurposing something that you put on social media that did really well. or that you want your audience to see, because I'm a huge fan of reusing, repurposing, and recycling content, because small business owners do not have time to create 800 pieces of content every month from scratch. Like the more that you can reuse something, repurpose it, pull something from a year ago that did really well and repost that, it's a game changer.
And did you guys hear that from a year ago? Please do not, and I'm gonna be brutally honest, I might be a little harsh, and if I'm being harsh, it's just because I want you guys to do well. Please don't have the feeling that you have 10 followers, 2 posts, and the very next thing you're gonna post is gonna be viral. You heard? It takes time, people. Please. You don't know how many times people have come up to me and have told me, have asked me, how long would it take for my content to become viral? And they have literally 3 posts, 10 followers. It takes time.
None of this is overnight. I think that's the thing that people forget about marketing, is that we talk about, like in marketing, we talk about how many touches somebody has to have in order to be remembered, right? So think about like your favorite business. Think about the last time you really supported them and you actually went there. Or is it something where you see a post in a feed, or you're like, oh, it popped back into your head again, right? So most people are not going to decide to drive across town to buy from a new business or to work from a new business on the very first time they see them. Like, or even buying online, like your purse is downstairs and you're already like scrolling in bed and you're not going to get up to get it, right? And so you have to keep promoting, and it takes time. So any kind of social media or SEO or any kind of marketing initiative that you want to start, you have to give yourself 3 months of doing it consistently.
Minimum.
So that you can look at the analytics and see what's working. Because, you know, if you spend a month going really, really hard on SEO, right? And in a month, you're not going to have enough data. You're not going to have enough information. You're not going to give yourself enough time to actually make changes. So if you do it for a month and then you get frustrated because you didn't go viral, or you didn't get $10,000 in orders in the next day, and then you quit, the thing that could have worked for you could have been 2 weeks away. You just didn't know it because you didn't stick with it.
That is absolutely true. So for the big takeaways from today, I hope you understand now the power of working with other social medias, the power of having a website, creating a list, and doing something with the list. Please don't hide the list. Don't put your list on witness protection.
Yes.
And then understanding the numbers, understanding the algorithms. Well, at least a bit, because like Gwen said, algorithms is not something that we have access and know exactly what it is. Unfortunately, they give us guidelines and we work from the guidelines up. And that's how it works. There's no marketing agency in the world that has the full list from Facebook on how to rank organically 100% or SEO, etc., etc. So please bear that in mind. So people, we love you. Thank you, Gwen, again for showing up and being here with us.
Thank you.
Okay, so if you need Gwen, please go to www.gwenmontoya.com or go to Gwen or email her at gwen@gwenmontoya.com. If you need any marketing, digital marketing, social media, marketing strategy, she is your gal. If you need anything regarding digital marketing, web development, SEO, reputation management, I'm your guy, John Acosta, also known as Johnny Bachata in the dance world. But I would love to see you soon. And until the next time, there's not much to add for today. So Gwen, thank you very much.